Hey, you guys, welcome to another week of Scented Success Academy. Happy July as well. It is literally the first week of July, and I am so excited for it. Even though I will say that this month for me is going to be a little bit more of a slower start, but I'm excited because even though, on a side note, not even related to this training, maybe even a TMI for you guys, but with perimenopause, yeah, life is lifing, and my hair could possibly be like a little bit of a giveaway with that because, I woke up this morning, and in fact, I'm actually recording this training later in the evening. But this morning, I woke up and I was like, the hair is herring, and it's okay because it is what it is. It is okay. It is a holiday weekend. But I wanted to jump on real quick and do a real quick, real short, to the point training for you guys, especially because I feel like that we are literally in the brink of the summer season. We've got all of July, and as most of us should know, especially in the Scentsy world, really, well, yeah, I guess Scentsy world, is that come August, things are going to be changing a little bit. Right, seasons are changing. Catalog will be, briefing and getting ready for all the things for the catalog switch come, I think, September, if I'm not mistaken. But July is just full of a lot of good stuff. And in fact, if you haven't checked your Scentsy Connect app workstation news update, just a couple of, well, I guess really like one or two things. Don't forget that SFR is later this month. I'm so freaking excited about it. If you're not able to make SFR and you are on my team, Team Faith and Soul, I will be keeping you guys in the loop, some highlights, maybe here and there, maybe like little tidbit information, exciting things here and there about what's going on. Otherwise, I will be doing, as I like to do, a regrouping towards the end of the week that I'll be there, as far as my key takeaways, all the good stuff. But let's go ahead and get started. So I'm, like I said, short to the point. I'm not going to keep y'all for very long. This is really just like 5 key points on how to create customer engagement during the summertime. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So, actually, I got ahead of myself on that. So, one really huge thing that I want you guys to remember, in case you have not already checked your Scentsy Connect app, is that we have an incredible $9 join special that is taking place throughout the month of July. So, when I say go to your Scentsy Connect app, make sure and download it, go to it. If not, log into your workstation, go to the news tab. It also should be available as well on your PWS, your personal website. Check a join tab on your personal website for more details on that. But it's just so incredible. And if you're a part of Team Faith and Soul, we'll be getting together this next Friday on Zoom, and then those that are on the Zoom will talk more details about all the exciting things that's taking place in the month of July. So grab your pen and paper, because like I said, we're going to talk about 5 key points on how to engage your customers during the summertime. Number 1, we're going to lean into the season. What does that mean? What do I mean by when I say lean into the season? That means, first and foremost, you want to share travel-friendly products. So travel-friendly products could be something along the lines of pod packs, pods, Scentsy Fresh, think your car products, right? So scent circles, room spray, Scentsy Go, right? Things that you can use that are not going to not take up a lot of space. Scent packs as well. Specifically, you want to I recommend focusing on summer travel friendly product bundles. So a bundle could look like a pod pack. So one pod pack, set of pod packs. If you're not familiar with what a pod pack is, that is a pod pack. And bundle it, so that's $10, right? So bundle that with a mini fan diffuser. So the mini fans are $15, so that would be a bundle of 25. Offer that as a on-the-go summer bundle. Name it whatever you want, but that is just an incredible bundle to offer. Another example would be the Scentsy Go, so the Air Go, and then the pod pack as well, right? So bundling that together. And the thing is that use your personal photos. If you have those products on hand, use them. Otherwise, search Facebook. I know some Actually, yeah, I'll just say, just stick with Facebook. Go to the search bar on Facebook, type in, Scentsy pods, whatever product it is that you're featuring. I highly recommend using real photos. If not having it, if you don't have it at home, use real life photos that you're finding online. Make sure that the fragrances either look like that or they're current if they're facing forward. That's just my personal opinion. Now, obviously, if you're using what you have on hand at home, that doesn't matter because it's what you're using at home. Just a little trick for you: you can always cover up like the name. I know that'll not all the time, but sometimes when I post photos like that in the past, I do have customers that'll actually literally zoom in on the product, and they're just like, "Oh, I didn't know that scent was available." That's what I'm saying. Like, don't make that mistake. But let's just say you have, like I said, pods at home, but you don't have a current scent, then it's in the catalog. Simply just put it over, cover up the name, or just flip it over, name it whatever you want. Number 2, summer laid back approach. So I realize, and I know even for myself, that during the summertime, the summer months, so whether it was last month, we're in July now, we're thinking slowing down, right? Slowing down a way is like we're not perhaps maybe working our business as we normally would during like when school's in, right? So like fall, September, October, or September to like November. I know that I work my business a little bit different between the fall, winter months than I do during like the summertime, for example. So I know, we're doing all the things. You could be traveling. Maybe you're, wanting to unplug, not be as on socials as much. Maybe you're, wanting to catch up on your reading a book, or you're going to the beach, or like I said, you're traveling, making plans with friends, family, spouse, grandkids, whatever the case may be. Your customers are doing the same thing. Therefore, it's perfectly fine and it's okay that you're doing the same thing. Okay. Same thing as your customers. I think otherwise, if you were working your butt off during this month and your customers would be like, does she ever take a break? Does he ever take a break? Do they ever slow down? Do they ever take time out for themselves? And it's like, it's cool because, we're in a business to where you can still do what you got to do during this month of July. But here's the thing is that you don't want to just completely disappear off the map. You want to make sure that you're maintaining yourself in a way that you're at the forefront of your customer's mind. You're planting the seed. You're still letting them know, like, hey, I'm still a Scentsy consultant, but sharing and posting your business is going to be a little bit different. And then that's what we're walking through right now, is how we're going to go about this in a different way, where you're still showing up. You're still at the forefront of your customer's mind, right? They're still keeping you in mind as a Scentsy consultant, but you're just not having to exhaustingly show up and work your business, so that way you can have more time for yourself, more time for your kids, more time to do all the things, no matter what your July looks like, aside from the Scentsy business. But again, we're approaching it in a way of like summertime, we're laying back, right? A laid back approach. What does that mean specifically? What does that mean? That means thinking of you messages. So that means reaching out to your customers, sending them something not salesy, to where maybe it's like a photo of you and what you're doing to relax. It could be whatever that looks like for you. Send them a photo, but just text them and just say, hey, I was letting you know, I'm just thinking of you. Like, for example, as I'm recording this training for this week, it is 4th of July weekend. So you could, and I actually plan on doing the same thing. Tomorrow I'm going to take a picture of myself. I'm extra, so I'm literally going to have like a red, white, and blue t-shirt on, just to be like in the festive mood. You don't have to be going anywhere, because full transparency, my husband's actually going to be, my spouse is actually going to be working nights. He's normally off for the 4th, but because he's working, I'm not doing anything. I'm staying at the home relaxing, but I'm going to use it to unplug. I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot of business stuff tomorrow, hence why I'm doing this today on the 3rd, because I don't want to be doing any of this on the 4th. But I am going to send a photo out to my customers, all of them, And I'm going to say, well, actually, I'm sorry, I already texted my customers today. So I'm going to post it on social. I'm going to post it to my Facebook and Instagram page. Post a photo, like I said, of myself, relaxing, hanging out, all the things. And then just say something along the lines of thinking of you, hope you have whatever you want to say, like, hope you have a great 4th weekend, thinking of you and your family. But the idea of it is just like a checking in message. Nothing that's like, hey, here's my shopping link. Oh, you haven't ordered in a while. It's really just saying hi, just dropping in to say hi. Again, planting seeds to our customers to let them know, like, hey, and it's not to say your customers have forgotten that you're a Scentsy consultant, but maybe perhaps if it's been a hot minute since you have posted anything on Facebook or anything on Instagram, or maybe you haven't shared anything to your stories, or you can't remember the last time you followed up with your customers about their order or placing an order, period. If that is something that you can relate to right now, I want you to text your customers and say, thinking about you, hope you have a great weekend. Because here's the thing, they haven't completely forgotten that you're a Scentsy consultant, but in the heat of the moment, when, let's just say that, for example, they're running low on their pods, they can't smell them anymore, or maybe their wax bars, they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm out of wax, I need to order more wax, or maybe their warmer just went out, right, and they need to order a new bulb. Life is busy, or otherwise, if it's not busy for them and our customers, they're enjoying their vacation, right? Like I said earlier, they're taking time out, they're taking a little more laid back approach. Whatever their lives look like, it is our responsibility as Scentsy consultants to make sure that we are not only informing our customers of the new things that are coming out, but also just checking in with them time to time here and there, dropping in every so often just to say hi, just to see if they need anything. But that's the laid back approach, just a thinking of you message. Also, what I want you to be doing in the month of July, this is so important, is not necessarily posting on your page, because we all know about the algorithm. We don't need to talk about that. But how you can show up again with your customers is posting to stories. Post your story 3 to 4 times a week. Let me say that again. 3 to 4 times a week. I know. If you know, you know. It's the opposite of what we've known for so long. For a long time, the stories was like, the more you post, the more the more you post, more people will see your content. No, I'm here to tell you it's actually quite the opposite. And that it blew I don't know if that blew your mind, but that blew my mind when I heard that. So we're talking, for example, that means not posting to stories possibly like over the weekend. Or if you want to do like I take an every other day approach, because, so like, for example, I posted to my stories today. So, oh my gosh, I'm like, what is today? So today's what? Thursday, right? So that means that I'll more likely post to my stories again on Saturday. Obviously, like, once again, I said, holiday, whatever, but every other day, it doesn't matter, like, whatever that looks like for you. But in your stories, posting up 3 to 4 times per week. And what are we posting in our stories other than like the non-Scentsy stuff? Business product wise, you want to post your stories product highlights, product spotlights, or when you're changing out your scent. So for example, if you're changing out your wax, record a video of you changing out your wax, add it to your stories. Show an up close photo of what pods. I mean, literally just something like this if you're wanting to do a video, or if you just want to do a photo, just posing, smile, post with whatever you're changing, add some text, whatever you got to do to your stories. You want your audience to have a little bit more insight into what's going on in your world during the month of July. When I say product spotlight, that means what are the new releases that are coming out. Bring Back My Bar is currently out. Bring Back My Bar was available the 1st of July. It'll only be available during the month of July. So that's something you can post to stories. What else? If you want to feature items from the clearance section, if you want to come up, there's really cute photos that are floating around right now of the current warmer of the month. if you're on my team, Team Faith and Soul, I sent out a photo today to you guys that is a content calendar of items that you can focus on every day. Put those items in your stories. If it's easier for you, I wish I had a catalog right now in my hand, but if it's easier for you, go to your website or open a catalog if you happen to have one on hand and go page by page. It does not matter product wise what you're sharing to your stories. What matters is that you're sharing to your stories. Also, number three, hopefully you're writing these down. If not, you can always pause and then take notes later. Number 3, tie in what you're doing, where you're going with products. Not only just with products, but specifically customer engagement. So for example, let's just say you happen to be having like a pool day. You don't have to be in the photo. Take a picture of you at the pool. If you happen to have a Scentsy product with you in your house, so this is the pink pineapple and sugar, one of my favorite fragrances, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and spray it just for humor's sake because it just smells so good. And yes, I do use this as a body spray, just FYI. But something like this, room spray, if you happen to have the body wipes on hand, I love these so much. That's something that you can easily bring with you to the pool. Sit it in a pool chair, take a photo of it, put it by like the edge of the pool, take a photo of it. Are you catching my drift? Find a product. If you're not bringing product with you, post a photo of you lounging by the pool, in the pool. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is activity-wise that you're doing during the month of July. For example, once again, we're going into 4th of July weekend. Not everybody celebrates this holiday weekend, but if you do, take a picture of the barbecue pit, of the food, take a picture of the sparklers. Maybe you and your family are rocking your red, white, blue patriotic shirts. Take photos of that, post it again to your stories, post it to your page. Get your customers to interact on it as well. A lot of times, sometimes fun things that I like to do is, and I more likely will do now that I'm saying this out loud, is I do have my red, white, and blue like gnome t-shirt that I'll be wearing tomorrow. So I'm going to post a photo tomorrow, first thing early in the day. Again, I'm going to post it on probably on my page so that way I can do like a little fun contest and just say like happy 4th weekend. Hope you all stay safe. Let's have some fun. Post your photo below if you're rocking red, white, or blue. You know, something so simple like that. I personally like to do themed interactive questions. I lately have been doing it about like every 2 months. So then that way my customers don't get bored. It's been about actually 2 months since I've done it. So I personally, y'all know I love ChatGPT. So I went to ChatGPT and asked it to give me 15 interactive questions so I could post like and schedule it out every other day. But 15 interactive questions having to do with July, summertime, 4th of July. I post those, I don't do anything fancy. I just go to Facebook, I type it up. Like today, for example, I think it said, what's your favorite summer treat? Popsicles or watermelon? And then everybody, or snow cones and watermelon, everybody commented below. The cool thing, you guys, is the more comments that you can get on interactive posts like that, the more and more Facebook is going to push your page and your content out to those followers, which is what we want, right? All right, so let's keep going. Also for number 3, so tying in with content is back to school prep, right? So if you have kids, if you've got grandkids, nieces, nephews, cousins, all the things, if you have somebody that's going to be prepping to go back to school, take a photo of that or post and what else could you like interactive? You could say, what is your go-to back to school item? You know, what are we looking at on Amazon? Whatever, you know, just you name it, interactive. Also tying in Scentsy products. So back to school prep, thinking about the teachers, right? So you could post a photo of your favorite back to school Scentsy scented products for teachers. So that's going to be more likely like the Scentsy swipes, just so happen to conveniently have them right by me because I came in today. So Scentsy swipes, counter clean, Scentsy fresh, room spray, not necessarily wax and warmers, but we're thinking products that are going to be like mess free, right? Even honestly, the bundle that we talked about earlier, so the pod pack and the mini fan, that would make a cute back to school teacher gift as well. Focus on your clearance section. There's always great deals going on in the clearance section as well for back to school teacher gifts. Number 4, make buying easy. So we're talking porch pickup bundles. What do I mean by that? If you happen to have products that are already on hand, I'm not talking going to your website tomorrow, placing an order. I'm not talking about that. So let's not get that confused. If you already have products on hand, right? So I do vendor events, right? So for my vendor events, I have minimal product, but I have products on hand. So whatever you have on hand that is new, right? Not used, new, that's where we can focus on porch pickup bundles. Putting together some bundles, give it a title, give it a name. I want to make sure we hear this loud and clear. You're not posting this, okay? I'm going to say it again 3 times. Don't post this on your socials, okay? You are texting your customers one-on-one. Yeah, one-on-one. Text them one-on-one. Reach out to them through Messenger. Reach out to them through Instagram, right? Private chat, one-on-one text. Send it out to them. Even an email. You can email them as well. And let them know, like, hey, I'm doing porch pickup bundles. And put some things together. Create your own bundles. Don't overthink it. Mystery bags. So that's one of the things that I personally like to do at the end of every season, is I create mystery bags. Again, don't overthink it. You can call it end of summer special or end of summer mystery bag. Again, keep it simple. Also, you want to make sure that buying is easy in a way that you're mainstreaming how your customers are paying you. So in other words, if you're a newer consultant, been around for a while, you probably already know this stuff, but if you're a newer consultant, a lot of times things that can make it the buying process easier for your customers, especially if they're doing like porch pickup bundles, mystery bags, things that you're already curating, putting together, that you either have on hand, or if mystery bags, you can even pull items once again from clearance, do like a group order. But easy payment methods, we're talking like Venmo, Cash App, those are going to be real quick. Your customers already have those apps downloaded on their phone. It's the easiest way to like send them an invoice, let them know their total. Bam, you've already got that good. Another thing is that if you are a newer consultant, or maybe perhaps you haven't thought about using like Venmo, Cash App, apps like that. On a completely different side note, I highly recommend if you have the app, getting the coordinating card. So it is like a debit card that coordinates with the app. That to me makes it so much easier, especially, for example, if you have products like on hand, right? If you have products that you are doing porch pickup bundles, mystery bags, whatever that looks like for you, right? And your customers are purchasing and you're invoicing them, and then that invoice amount is on like Venmo or Cash App, whatever app that you're using. What I like to do is then I'll take whatever is on that I've invoiced them, and I'll turn around and replenish from my website, if that makes sense. Otherwise, there are times where, let's just say like I'm doing vendor events, or like I said, like I'm invoicing them, I'm putting mystery bags together, maybe some odd end things that I have at home, and I'm doing like last minute bags. Sometimes it is nice also to have that like Cash App card, Venmo card. It's not a credit card. I just want to make sure and go out there and say that. It's not a credit card, it's a debit card. So like, let's just say, for example, I invoice my customer for, I don't know, like $30. Okay. Let's just say I invoice them for $30. $30 will then be generated on that, we'll just say Cash App. My Cash App card will have $30 because I've invoiced that person for $30, right? What's really nice is, like, let's just say, and because I actually did do this the other day, I was going out to lunch with a friend. Instead of me transferring that money over to my bank account, which is connected with my Cash App and Venmo are connected to my bank account, instead of having to wait the like 1 to 3 day process for it to transfer, you can actually use that card for payment to go out and spend it. Like I said, I did it on gas. I use it towards lunch. Now, granted, if you're a newer consultant, if you are invoicing your customer for products that are based upon your website, that's obviously where that card you're going to turn around and then play. You want to go to your, if you're doing a group order, I know now I'm kind of like straying away a little bit from topic, but if you're doing a group order, you can create your local group order through Workstation, have it delivered to you as a consultant, provided those that are doing the group order with you live within like a 10-mile radius of you, have it delivered to your house. Through Workstation, you can actually create a group order and put in multiple payment methods. So like for me, for example, when I place group orders about twice a month, I invoice my customers through apps, like I said, like Cash App and Venmo. So whenever they pay me, that I take that payment, I go to Workstation, I create that group order, and then when I go to pay out and pay my total to place that order, I'm able to put in each card and then how much is on each card. Otherwise, let's just say your customer only pays you through one way. So like, let's just say you have one customer placing one order and they pay through Venmo. Then you can take your Venmo card, go to your PWS, and then place that order, whether it's going to you or that customer, either way. But when you have multiple streams of payment that are coming through, which I do highly recommend, because I find that not all of my customers have the same apps, right? So there's usually a variety of them. Some have more than one, but then others are like Venmo only or Cash App only. If that's the case, that's where I highly recommend offering multiple streams of way that your customers can pay. So then that way, it just makes it easier, honestly, for everybody. And it is something that I know that is a little bit more tasky when you're first starting to do it. But then I promise you, after a while, you'll get like it down, you'll get a routine and then get it going. But that's really like another training for another day. So let's go back to, where were we? So we were on number 4. Right? Yeah, number 4. So we were talking about mystery bags. Also, one thing that I highly recommend is doing something along the lines of like borrowing out your products. So for myself, I've been a consultant for 5.5 years now, right? And throughout that time, I have had products that I still own, but then there's newer things that'll come out, right? And I'll apply my rewards towards those newer things. And then I perhaps, like for example, I have the black black wall fan diffusers, wall fans in all the hallways of our house, right? Before, we didn't have the black wall fans. Before, sorry, I got distracted by my hair, y'all. Before, we had just like the solid white. And even though I still use, I think, 2 of those in different areas of our house, there are 2 others that I'm not using anymore. So I actually have a bin that I can actually see in my office space right now, in my closet. I have a box, and in the box it has about 5 or 6 different Scentsy products that I don't use anymore, that were personally mine, that I borrow out to my customers. So what does that look like? So for example, this Saturday, I'll be I'll be texting out to my customers one-on-one, and I call it Sample Saturday. So for this weekend, my Sample Saturday normally it looks like actual samples, like wax samples, other things, that I'm sampling out other than wax. Most of the time, that's what I consider samples. However, this weekend, I'm going to do a Sample Saturday in a way of offering out 4 products that I can borrow out to my customers. I usually do it for a week. You decide on the time frame. But for me, it's really just about the try before you buy. So like I said, I'm going to offer out 4 of my products. It doesn't matter what they are, what you're borrowing out to your customers, but pick a product. It doesn't have to be more than one, but whatever you have on hand, you name it, whatever product you have on hand that you're not using, let your customer borrow it out. Let them try before they buy. I guarantee you that more than likely, when you let your customer borrow out a product before they buy it, they're going to like it and they're going to order it. Otherwise, let's just say hypothetically that they try it out and they're like, you know what, it's really not for me. then that's a good thing too, because you don't want your customer to order something and then regret ordering it, right? Or order it and then never put it to use. So I absolutely love that. So call it what you want, but like I said, you can do the try before you buy, borrow out your products. Like I said, this weekend I'll be doing my sample Saturday, but whatever that looks like for you, and let your customers borrow out the products. Now, obviously, it's something that you want to keep in mind, that if it's a customer that's, again, in that like 10-mile radius of your home, those are the ones that you want to borrow out your products. The reason being is that it's going to be easier for you as a consultant to drop it off to your customer and then let them be very specific about when you're picking it up from them, and then communicate to them when you'll be picking it up. And then obviously in the time that they have it, give them a couple days, if not towards the end of the week before you pick it up, and reach out to them and just say, hey, just checking in. What did you think of your product? Yay or nay? What are your thoughts? I'm curious. I'm excited to hear. Because obviously you want to follow up and ask them what they thought about the product, because then you can make a note of it, because maybe perhaps they're like, my budget's really tight right now, but in the future, I definitely want to order this. I definitely love this product, or I really love this fragrance, whatever the case is, whatever they borrowed out. Make a note of it, because there are so many possibilities, you guys, that can stem from that. We're talking party host, right? If you're like, oh, I completely understand, I'm on a tight budget. I would say this like myself, like I'm on a tight budget myself. I'd love to be able to set you up a rewards link. Maybe we can get that product that you like so much for free or at a discount. That's like a plug-in, right? To get them to host a party, or even host their own rewards link, sharing it out, posting it to their socials, sharing it with friends and family through text and email. But like I said, that creates to your trust with your customers, right? You're building that trust with them, and you're building that relationship with them. And also, how exciting would it be for your customer to post a photo of the product too that they're borrowing out, and posting it to their page and be like, oh, I love my Scentsy girl, I love my Scentsy guy so much. They were so generous enough to let me borrow this out. I love it so much. Giving you like a quick like customer review, like, right? Like a quick consultant review. All right, so sorry, y'all. I'm gonna keep going. So number 5, this is the last bit. So number 5, turn your customers into your hype squad. So this is actually currently what I have been doing in the last week or two with my customers, is that I have been following up with them, whether they recently purchased a product, or maybe it's been like a couple weeks to maybe like a month since they bought something, or ordered something. I have reached out to them, followed up with whatever it is that they've ordered or, they purchased. And I'm like, hey, if you don't mind, no rush. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't say that. If it's not too much trouble, could you take a photo and post it to your Facebook or Instagram and tag me? I would absolutely love it. Now, typically what I'll do is I'll say something like that along those lines of, hey, if you don't mind, can you share your favorite product and then tag me as well? Now, when they do that, specifically when they tag you, the tag is so important, because otherwise it's just like a lot of work to follow up on their pages. But if they remember to tag you, the beauty of that is that you can make a note of that. And I personally will either send a thank you text to them, which that will go beyond everything, right? Because you don't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. You don't have to do that. So sending them a thank you text will go a long way. Otherwise, if you happen to have something on hand, like a sample or maybe a scent circle, you can send that to them or drop it off to them as a thank you, right? They'll love the heck out of that. Otherwise, another possibility that you can do, let's just say that you're like, well, Megan, I don't think I have enough samples, or I don't have enough scent circles right now to be able to gift to, more than one person. That's okay. You can create it in a way, set it up to where it's more of like an entry for your summer giveaway. So when you're texting, when you're communicating one-on-one with your customers, what you could say instead is, hey, hope you are having a great day so far. If you don't mind, I would love it if you could share your favorite product to your Facebook page and tag me. If you do so, you'll be entered into my summer giveaway. So for every person that does that, you will put their name into your giveaway, right? And whoever's name is chosen is going to win the prize. Now, if you're asking, like, well, what's the price going to be? It could literally be, like I said earlier, like a scent circle. It could be a sample. Don't overthink it. Again, going back to like maybe a product that you've had for a little bit that you've used for fun, whether it's maybe like a warmer that's gently used, that you don't have the box for anymore, or it could be, like I said earlier, like a wall fan that you don't need anymore. Something like I have products like I said on hand that I borrow out. Items like that that you can part ways with. That even could be your prize. The sky's the limit as far as what the prize can be. And the prize, honestly, is not the most important part. The most important part is that your customers showing you love on their page in a way that they don't have to purchase anything from you, that they're sharing products that they already have set up in their house, that they're using. And bonus, you guys, because they're doing that, they're helping you reach out to a broader audience and maybe, just maybe, prospective customers for long, down the road. All right, you guys. So all 5 of these steps are planting seeds for you and your customers, planting seeds in a way that we're doing our due diligence to prep for the upcoming fall winter season. But we're enjoying our summertime, right? We're enjoying our summer break. We're enjoying our days off, our time with friends, family, loved ones, spouses, friends, all the things. For me, pets, my fur babies. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Enjoy the summertime. But show up in a way that you are still enjoying yourself, right? You're not going into overdrive, you're not overdoing it, but you're still showing up, even if it's 3 to 4 times a week through your social accounts, just popping in, texting your customers, saying hi. Keep it simple, but show up authentically. I hope you had some sort of key takeaway from these 5 main points. If one of these spoke to you, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what spoke to you. Let me know what you're doing this summer to show up for your customer base. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. Again, if you're watching this and it's 4th of July weekend, happy 4th weekend if you're celebrating. If not, that's okay. I hope you have a good weekend otherwise. But see y'all next week. If you have anything that maybe comes to mind that you want more encouragement on, or maybe a little bit more training on, something that you haven't tried before, you're stuck on, whether you're a seasoned consultant or whether you're a new consultant, comment below. Make sure and subscribe to this page so then that way anytime there's a new training that pops up, you'll be notified on your phone and you don't have to keep hunting down this specific podcast training. All right, you guys, till next time.